Hi, it's Mark, and I just wanted to do this, post this. If it's not allowed, then one of the administrators can delete it, but I wanted to give it a shot. I'm kind of tired of just posting pictures of bottles that I get and what I'm drinking that night, so I wanted to give some tasting notes. Kind of what inspired this was there was a post on another site that someone asked about what they felt like was the most underrated distillery, and I had myself and other people had all mentioned Arran as one of them, and you don't hear a lot about it, so I wanted to do a taste test on it, and so that's what I'm going to hear today to do on Sunday Night Scotch. I'm going to be tasting Arran 14-year-old. I'm sure that's backwards in the mirror, but I don't know how to fix that. I am not a tech guru. Okay, Arran is actually the second newest distillery in Scotland after Kilcolman, and it's an island distillery, which isn't technically a subcategory. It kind of falls under the Highlands, but a lot of people consider it its own category. So with that, I'll tell you a little bit about it. This is a 14-year-old. You don't see a lot of 14-year-old scotches out there. Most of the time you see 12, 10, 12, 15, but they decided to do a 14-year-old. This is a single malt whiskey. It's aged in first fill bourbon and sherry casks. And just to give you a little idea here on Arran, that it is the only distillery currently on the island. However, there is another distillery being built in the southern part of the island. And I've heard, but I don't know for sure, that the second distillery is going to mainly focus on peated Scotch, and then the distillery on the northern end is going to be unpeated. They're both owned by Arran, so they cannot call them both Arran. They have to change the name. If the distilleries are not connected, they cannot use the same name as the distilleries already in existence. Macallan's about to run into this problem that they've built some new expansion to their distillery, and yet it's not connected, so I'm not sure how Macallan's going to work around that unless they get the law changed. So, anyway, as I said, this is a single malt, aged in bourbon and sherry first fill on the island of Arran in Scotland. This is unchilled filtered and no color added. So it is what it is. What comes out of the cask, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's kind of a lighter color. Since a lot of it was in bourbon, it wasn't strictly in sherry. It's going to come out a little bit lighter in color. This is also a 46 ABV, which is about average, maybe a little on the high end. Go ahead and I'll read a little bit of what is on the cask, or on the container. A rich warm spice and caramelized fruits with a layer of toffee and milk chocolate. The coastal influence emerges on the palate with notes of licorice and pineapple on the lingering finish. This is a 14-year-old. Actually, the distillery was opened in 1995. Opened actually by the Queen. The Queen herself came and opened the distillery. And this is really, let me backtrack and correct myself. I've said that it's the second oldest distillery in Scotland. It's the second oldest distillery in Scotland that is actually produced spirit that you can buy that is considered Scotch. There are some other distilleries that are newer, but they're so new they have not issued any Scotch for the market as of yet. So they have 14-year-old. This is going to be part of their core line now. They also now make a 21. I've not tried the 21. They have a series of cask finishes also that they finished in Marsala and sherry and port and various other sauternes and various other casks that they've come across. I don't know if sauternes is the right pronunciation, but anyway. Okay, so with that, we'll give this a little open. Okay. Pour it into the Glencairn glass. That's a pretty heavy pour. All right. Still too much in there. All right. So, put it in our glass. We'll give it a spin. All right. Let's see what we got. A little bit of vanilla, some caramel. I do get a little bit of sherry, not overpowering at all, probably because it's part of it is done in bourbon barrels. What else? Fruit, like maybe plums, raisins. There's a hint of toffee. I'm not getting that much. I know there's supposed to be some, but I'm not catching it. Okay. So, okay, well, let's give this a taste. I've had this before, obviously. Again, I do like this one. Okay, yeah, I can taste the sweet the vanilla and the caramel definitely in there. Don't really taste any of the sherry. There's some spice. Oak, definitely getting some oak in there. Definitely from the bourbon. Orange, definitely some orange peel in there. I'm getting a little bit more toffee now. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And I think this is a really good single malt scotch. I think this could be a good, I would say, entry-level scotch for people. It's definitely worth the price. It's not an expensive bottle at all. It's also, for a 14-year-old, you're probably not going to find a 14-year-old for that price. Not very many anyway. Again, I think it is an underrated distillery. They've produced a lot of good bottles over the years that they've been able to that they've produced something that they've had releases. The price is, again, inexpensive, single malt, great buy, great bargain, underrated distillery. I think definitely try and pick up a bottle if you can, particularly if you're new to Scotch and you want to start trying some single malts. This would be one to try. Until next time.